Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. What we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to be reviewing 5 idiomatic expressions that you can use to express the idea that someone behaves rudely, selfishly, and arrogantly towards other people because they think they're more important than others. So let's get started. Alright, the idiom number 1 is to be full of yourself. To be full of yourself. To be full of yourself. When someone is full of themselves, what they do is behave selfishly and arrogantly towards other people because they think they're more important than others, or they always think that they have an advantage over other people, or they should be given an advantage over others because they're better than others or they are superior to them. Let me give you an example. Why are you always full of yourself? Try to be kind and nice to people. Why are you always full of yourself? Try to be kind and nice to people. So why are you always full of yourself? Try to be kind and nice to people, which means why do you always treat other people selfishly and arrogantly? This is, inappropriate of you to do so. You got to be nice and kind to others. Why are you always full of yourself? Try to be kind and nice to others. Another example. Just because your father is a rich man, it does not mean that you should be full of yourself. Just because your father is a rich man, it does not mean that you should be full of yourself. Which means, just because your father is a rich man, it doesn't mean that you have an advantage over other people, or you should think that you're more important than others. You should behave towards others in a way that you give them the feeling that they are less important than you, or they are inferior to you, or you are superior to them. No one says that you are superior to others. Just because your father is a rich man, it does not mean that you should be full of yourself. You got to be humble and nice to other people because we're all equal. No matter where we come from, what type of personal qualities we have, what qualifications we have, or at what level of financial ability we are, we're all equal to everyone. We're all equal to one another. So just because your father is a rich man, it does not mean that you should be full of yourself. All right, now we're getting to the second idiom, which is to get above yourself. To get above yourself. To get above yourself. When someone gets above themselves, what happens is they behave rudely, arrogantly, and selfishly towards other people because they think they have an advantage over others, or they are more important than others, or they should be always given priority, or they should be prioritized because they think they're more important than other people. But no one on the planet, no one in this world should be prioritized or given the priority just because they think they're more important than other people. Let me give you an example. Most politicians get above themselves and think that they should be prioritized. Most politicians get above themselves and think they should be prioritized. Most politicians get above themselves and think they should be prioritized. No one in this world should be prioritized. We're all equal to one another, no matter where we come from, who we are, what qualifications we have, what our level of education is, or at what level of financial ability we are. So we're all equal to one another. So no one should be prioritized or given priority because we're all equal. So most politicians get above themselves and think should be prioritized. Another example. We're all waiting in the line. Don't get above yourself. You should too. We're all waiting in the line. Don't get above yourself. You should too. We're all waiting in the line. Don't you see us in the line? We're all waiting in the line. Don't get above yourself. You should too. Which means you don't have the right to get above yourself or think that you're more important than other people, which would give you permission to, to jump the queue or to cut in line. You're not allowed to do that. We're all equal to each other. You should be waiting in the line too, as other people are. So we're all in the line. Don't get above yourself. You should too. which means you should go and wait in the line too. You cannot cut in line or jump the queue. We're all equal to one another. Alright, one more example with this idiom. She always gets above herself because she thinks she's studied at a better university. So what do I mean by saying this? I mean, what does this example mean? What this example means is she behaves selfishly, arrogantly, or rudely towards other people. Why? Because she believes she's more important than others, or she has an advantage over others because she has studied at a better university. Just because you've studied at a better university, it does not mean that you have permission or the right to behave inappropriately or rudely towards other people. We're all equal to one another. Education never gives you an advantage over others. Someone goes to university and studies at university, and another does not. Just because someone has not gone to university or studied at university, it does not mean that they're inferior to you or less important than you. We're all equal to one another in one way or another. So she always gets above herself because she thinks she's studied at a better university. Alright, now we're getting to the third idiom that you can use in this regard, which is to look down on someone. To look down on someone. To look down on someone. I think the idiom itself clearly suggests what it means and clearly explains what its meaning is. When you look down on someone, what you do is you behave towards someone in a way that you make them feel that you think you're more important than them or they are less important than you are. So to look down on someone, which means to behave towards someone in a way that you make them feel that you're more important than them or they're less important than you are. So to look down on someone. An example. The rich always look down on the poor. The rich always look down on the poor. The rich always look down on the poor, which means the rich always behave in a way that they think they're more important than the poor. In all societies and communities, you always see the rich look down on the poor, which means the rich think and believe that they're more important than the poor. So, the rich look down on the poor. One more example. Just because you're my boss, it doesn't mean that you can look down on me. Just because you're my boss, it does not mean that you can look down on me. Just because you're my boss, it doesn't mean that you can look down on me, which means being my boss never gives you permission to look down on me or to make me feel that I'm less important than you or you're more important than me. So just because you're my boss, it doesn't mean that you can look down on me. Alright, now we're getting to the fourth idiom that you can use with a similar meaning, which is to look down your nose at someone. 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 This idiom has a similar meaning to the previous one, to look down on someone. So to look down your nose at someone means to look down on someone, to behave towards someone in a way that makes them feel that you believe and think you're more important than them. To look down your nose at someone. Let me give you an example. Most celebrities look down their noses at people. Most celebrities look down their noses at people, which means most celebrities think they're more important than the ordinary people. Why? Because they're famous. They are celebrities. So most celebrities look down their noses at people. Just because you're a celebrity, it doesn't mean that you have, the right or you have permission or you're legally allowed to look down your nose at other people around you. You're a celebrity. They're ordinary people. We're all equal to one another. So no one and nothing in the world gives you permission or the right to look down your nose at anyone around you. So most celebrities look down their noses at other people or ordinary people. Alright, one more example. Being the son of Elon Musk does not give you permission to look down your nose at others. Being the son of Elon Musk does not give you permission to look down your nose at others. Being the son of Elon Musk does not give you permission to look down your nose at others, which means being the son of Elon Musk never gives you an advantage, or does not put you in a situation in which you feel that you're more important than other people. All right, now we're getting to the fifth idiomatic expression that you can use to express the idea that someone thinks they're more important than other people, which is to think you're it. To think you are it. To think you are it, or to think you're it. When you think you're it, you believe that you are more important than other people, or you are superior to others, and other people need to obey you or need to respect you. You don't need to respect others because you're more important than them, but others need to respect you or have respect for you because you believe and think that you are more important than other people around you. So to think you're it, which means to believe or think that you have some qualities or you have some advantages over other people, which puts you in a situation in which you always need to be respected. You don't need to respect anyone, but you always need to be respected by them. Let me give you an example. I think because she's a model, she really thinks she's it. I think because she's a model, she really thinks she is it. Just because she's a model, I think she really thinks she's it, which means she believes that she is more important than other people because she's a model. She believes that she's more important than other people because she's a model. All right, one more example. Driving that car does not mean that you should think you're it. Driving that car does not mean that you should think you're it. Driving that car does not mean that you should think you're it, which means driving that luxury car, that expensive and luxurious car, whatever it is, even if it's the most expensive car in the world, does not mean that you should think you're it, or you think that you're more important than other people, or that car gives you an advantage over others, or gives you, an unfair advantage, or gives you any extra personal qualities that, make you think that you're more important than other people are. All right, guys, that's about all. And what I want you to do is subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. Like this video and make sentences using all the idioms you learned in this video and comment them down below. Hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'm going to be back with another video.